Welcome to my channel Bookish English. I am Ariel, and today I want you to stop learning English in a way that keeps your voice locked inside you. Maybe you are working hard. Maybe you are watching lessons. Maybe you are trying again and again. But real confidence does not come from random practice. It comes from a clear system. In this video, we will learn 7 powerful lessons to level up your English step by step. Watch till the end, because every lesson will remove one block from your speaking confidence. And by the final lesson, you will start seeing yourself as a real English speaker. Lesson 1. Know your speaking level. Before you learn one more English rule, before you memorize one more sentence, before you tell yourself one more time, I am not good at English. Stop for a moment and listen carefully. Maybe your real problem is not that you do not know English. Maybe your real problem is that you have been practicing without knowing your real level. And when you do not know your level, every lesson feels confusing. Every mistake feels personal. Every conversation feels like a test. You keep asking, why can others speak and I cannot? But the truth is simple. You are not behind because you are weak. You are stuck because you have not found your exact starting point yet. And today, this lesson will help you find it. Many English learners carry a quiet pain inside. They can understand English videos. They can read simple English. They know many words. They even know some grammar. But the moment English becomes real, the moment they have to answer someone, explain something, ask a question, or speak without preparation, everything becomes difficult. The thought is clear in the mind, but the sentence feels broken on the tongue. The idea is alive inside, but the words come slowly, like they are walking through a heavy door. Sometimes the learner starts speaking, then stops in the middle. Sometimes the learner knows the answer, but chooses silence, because silence feels safer than making a mistake. And later, when the moment is gone, the right sentence suddenly comes. Enya. Then the learner thinks, why did I not say this before? If this has happened to you, I want you to understand something from the heart. You are not alone, and more importantly, you are not a bad learner. This happens because speaking English is not only about knowing words. It is about finding words quickly. It is about listening carefully. It is about thinking clearly. It is about using simple grammar without fear. It is about staying calm when someone is looking at you. It is about trusting your voice even when your sentence is not perfect. So before we talk about fluency, confidence, pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary, we must begin with one honest question. What is your speaking level right now? The first step in English speaking is not perfection. The first step is awareness. If you do not know where you are, you cannot choose the right practice. A person who cannot speak one full sentence needs a different method. A person who can speak, but stops again and again, needs a different method. A person who can speak, but wants to sound natural, confident, and clear, needs a different method. This is why many learners fail. They try to copy advanced speakers before building a strong foundation. They watch difficult lessons when they still need simple speaking practice. They memorize big words when they still cannot use small words naturally. And then they blame themselves. But the problem is not you. The problem is the wrong step at the wrong time. Now let us understand the first level. The first level is the silent learner. If you are a silent learner, you understand more than you speak. You may watch English videos and feel, yes, I understand this. You may read comments, subtitles, stories, and simple paragraphs. But when you have to speak, your voice becomes smaller. You answer with 1 or 2 words. You say yes, no, okay, or I don't know, even when you have more to say. You avoid English conversations because you are afraid of being judged. You may think people will laugh at your grammar, your accent, or your pronunciation. But listen carefully. Silence is not your real ability. Silence is only a protective habit. Your mind is trying to save you from embarrassment. But the same silence that protects you today can limit you tomorrow. So, if you are a silent learner, your first goal is not perfect speaking. Your first goal is brave speaking. 1 sentence, 1 answer, 1 small attempt every day. The second level is the slow speaker. If you are a slow speaker, you have already started using English. You can introduce yourself. You can make basic sentences. You can speak about your day. You can answer simple questions. But your speaking feels uneven. You begin a sentence, then pause. You search for the next word. You think about grammar while speaking. You worry about whether you said it correctly. You may speak, but you do not feel free. Your mind is working too hard. One part of your brain is thinking about the idea. Another part is translating. Another part is checking grammar. Another part is worrying about mistakes. This is why you feel slow. But this level is not a failure. This level is progress. Your English voice has already opened. Now it needs rhythm, repetition, and confidence. The third level is the growing communicator. If you are a growing communicator, you can speak English in simple situations. You can talk about your work, your studies, your family, your plans, or your daily life. But you still want more. You want smoother sentences. You want better vocabulary. You want to speak without sounding nervous. You want to join real conversations. You want to speak in interviews, meetings, online classes, travel situations, and daily life with more confidence. At this level, English is not only about speaking, it becomes communication. You start caring about tone, listening, body language, expressions, and connection. You do not only want people to hear your words. You want them to understand your meaning and feel your confidence. Now I want you to do a small self-assessment. Be honest, but do not be cruel to yourself. Ask yourself these questions. Can I introduce myself in English for 30 seconds without reading? Can I tell someone what I did today in 5 simple sentences? Can I ask for help politely by saying, "Can you help me, please?" Can I explain a small problem in English? Can I speak for 1 minute about my life, my dream, my work, or my studies? Can I continue speaking after making a mistake? If most of your answers are no, you may be a silent learner. If some answers are yes and some are no, you may be a slow speaker. If most answers are yes, but you still want better flow, stronger confidence, and more natural communication, you may be a growing communicator. There is a powerful learning reason behind this. Your brain learns better when it has direction. When you say, "I am bad at English," your brain feels fear. But when you say, "I need to practice speaking short sentences," your brain gets a clear task. When you say, "I cannot speak," your mind feels blocked. But when you say, "I can speak slowly, and now I need to build speed," your mind sees a path. This is how real learning works. Your brain does not need shame. It needs repetition. It does not need pressure. It needs clear practice. It does not need you to hate yourself. It needs you to guide yourself. Now practice with me. Say this slowly and believe it. My English level is my starting point, not my final result. Say it again. My English level is my starting point, not my final result. Now say this. I am not here to judge myself. I am here to understand myself. Say it one more time with calm confidence. I am not here to judge myself. I am here to understand myself. These sentences are not just English practice. They are mindset practice. Because before your English voice becomes strong, your inner voice must become kind. Your task after this lesson is simple. Write your level in your notebook or in the comments. Write, "I am a silent learner," or "I am a slow speaker," or "I am a growing communicator." Do not hide from your level. Your level is not your weakness. Your level is your map. Once you know where you are, you can finally move in the right direction. In the next lesson, we will talk about one of the biggest reasons learners become slow when they speak: translation. You will learn why your mind feels busy, why simple answers feel difficult, and how to start thinking in simple English. But today, your first victory is awareness. You stopped guessing. You started understanding. And the moment you understand yourself, your confidence begins to grow. Lesson 2. Think before you translate. If your English becomes slow when you speak, it does not always mean your English is weak. Many times, it means your mind is doing too much work at the same time. You are listening to the question. You are understanding the meaning. You are thinking of the answer in your own language. You are translating that answer into English. You are checking grammar. You are worrying about mistakes. You are thinking about what the other person will think. And after all this, you still expect your mouth to speak smoothly. That is not easy. That is mental overload. So today, I want you to understand this clearly. You are not slow because you are not intelligent. You are slow because your brain is carrying too many tasks during one simple conversation. This is one of the biggest hidden problems of English learners. You know the answer. You have the idea. You understand the question. But before you speak, your mind starts building a bridge from your language to English. And sometimes that bridge is too long. By the time you find the sentence, the moment is gone. Then later, after the conversation ends, the perfect sentence comes to your mind. You think, "Oh, I should have said this." This hurts because you know you had the answer. You were not empty. You were only trapped in translation. So the goal of this lesson is very simple and very powerful. You must start training your brain to connect real life directly with English. Do not always think first in your language and then translate. Start with small English thoughts, simple English thoughts, real English thoughts. This is not about advanced English. This is about fast connection. When your mind sees a situation, it should begin to create English naturally. Let us use the direct meaning method. This means you connect meaning directly to English without making a long translation path. For example, when your phone rings, do not think a long sentence in your own language first. Think, "Someone is calling me." When you open your notebook, think, "I am ready to learn." When you are waiting in a line, think, "I am waiting for my turn." When your food is too hot, think, "This is too hot. I need to wait." When you cannot find your keys, think, "Where are my keys? I cannot find them." When you receive a message, think, "I need to reply." When someone speaks too fast, think, "Please speak slowly." These are not big sentences, but they are powerful because they train your brain to use English in real moments. Now take your daily life and turn it into English. When you feel tired, think, "I need rest." When you feel nervous, think, "I am nervous, but I can try." When you make a mistake, think, "It is okay. I am learning." When you complete a small task, think, "I did it." When you start your work, think, "Let me focus." When you do not understand something, think, "I need to ask a question." This is how English becomes part of your life. You are not waiting for a classroom. You are making your life the classroom. There is a strong learning reason behind this. Your brain becomes faster through repeated connection. At first, English thoughts feel slow because your brain is not used to them. But every time you connect a real action, real feeling, or real situation with a simple English sentence, your brain creates a small pathway. When you repeat it again and again, that pathway becomes stronger. This is how fluency grows. Fluency is not magic. Fluency is repeated meaning becoming automatic. Now practice with me. Look at your life today and say 5 simple sentences. I am learning English. I want to speak better. I can start with small sentences. I do not need perfect English today. I need practice, not fear. Say them slowly. Then say them again with more confidence. Do not only read them in your mind. Use your mouth. Your mouth must become familiar with English, not only your eyes. And here is your real challenge. For the next 24 hours, think 10 small sentences in English during your normal day. When you wake up, when you eat, when you check your phone, when you walk, when you study, when you work, when you feel nervous, when you feel happy, use simple English inside your mind. Do not wait for perfect sentences. Start with honest sentences. Remember this deeply. You do not need to think like a native speaker today. You need to stop depending on translation. For every small thought, small English thoughts become small English sentences. Small English sentences become natural answers. Natural answers become real conversations. And real conversations become confidence. In the next lesson, we will build your word power, because when you have the right words ready, speaking becomes lighter, faster, and more natural. But today, your job is clear. Stop translating every thought. Start living small moments in English. Lesson 3. Build your word power. Now let us talk about one of the biggest reasons you stop while speaking English. Sometimes you do not stop because your grammar is weak. Sometimes you do not stop because you are shy. Sometimes you stop because the right word is not ready in your mind. You know the feeling. You know the idea. You know what you want to say. But when you open your mouth, you start searching. You think, what is the English word for this? And while you are searching, your confidence starts going down. The other person is waiting. Your mind is running. Your mouth is silent. This is painful because inside your mind, you are full of thoughts. But outside, you look like you have nothing to say. That is why word power is very important. But listen carefully. Word power does not mean learning difficult words to impress people. Word power means having useful words ready when you need them. You do not need to sound like a dictionary. You need to sound clear. You need words for your life, your feelings, your work, your family, your problems, your dreams, and your daily conversation. Many learners memorize big words, but they cannot say simple things like, I feel uncomfortable, I need more time, I made a mistake, or, can you explain this again? This is why vocabulary must be practical. If a word does not help you speak in real life, it is not your first priority. Start with daily life words. These are words you use every day. Words about your morning, your food, your phone, your study, your job, your home, your travel, your health, your money, and your time. For example, you should be able to say, I have a busy morning. I need to charge my phone. I missed the bus. I have a meeting today. I need to buy some medicine. I paid the bill. These sentences may look simple, but they are powerful because they belong to real life. English becomes easy when it is connected to your day. Then, learn emotion words. This is very important because communication is not only information. Communication is also feeling. You must know how to say, I am nervous. I feel confused. I am excited. I feel proud. I am disappointed. I feel relaxed. I am worried. And I feel uncomfortable. When you can express your feelings, your English becomes more human. You stop sounding like a student who only repeats sentences. You begin sounding like a real person with real emotions. After that, learn action words. Action words make your English move. Words like decide, explain, continue, improve, practice, remember, forget, ask, answer, prepare, finish, start, stop, try, and change are very useful. With these words, you can build hundreds of sentences. You can say, I decided to improve my English. I forgot the word. I will continue my practice. Can you explain this sentence? I am trying to speak better. These are not fancy sentences, but they are living sentences. You can use them today. Now here is the best vocabulary method. Do not learn only one word. Learn one word with sentences. This is called the word-to-sentence method. If you learn the word confidence, do not stop there. Say, I need confidence. I am building confidence. Speaking every day gives me confidence. My confidence is growing slowly. This is how a word becomes yours. A word in a notebook is passive. A word in your mouth is active. And active words create fluent speaking. Reading can also build your word power, but read in the right way. Do not choose very difficult books in the beginning. Read simple stories, simple articles, short conversations, subtitles, and beginner-friendly paragraphs. And when you read, do not only move your eyes. Read some lines aloud. Your eyes can recognize words, but your mouth must practice them. If your mouth never meets the words, those words will not come easily when you speak. Your brain remembers words better when they are connected with image, emotion, action, and repetition. If you only memorize a list, you may forget it quickly. But if you use a word in your life, your brain stores it more deeply. So when you learn nervous, connect it with your real feeling. Say, I feel nervous when I speak English, but I still try. When you learn improve, connect it with your goal. Say, I improve when I practice every day. Now practice with me. Take the word practice and make 3 sentences. I practice English every day. Practice makes my speaking stronger. I need practice, not fear. Now take the word mistake. Say, I made a mistake. Mistakes help me learn. I can make mistakes and still continue. This is real vocabulary training. You are not collecting words. You are training words to become part of your voice. Remember this: you do not need thousands of words before you start speaking. You need the right words, used again and again. Words are doors. Every useful word opens a sentence. Every sentence opens a conversation. Every conversation opens confidence. In the next lesson, we will talk about grammar, but not the scary grammar that stops you. We will learn simple grammar that helps your words become clear sentences. Today, your job is simple. Learn useful words. Use them in sentences. Say them aloud. Make them yours. Lesson 4. Use grammar for speaking. Grammar should not stand like a guard at the door of your mouth. Grammar should not stop your voice before it even begins. Grammar should help you speak clearly. But for many English learners, grammar becomes fear. You want to say something simple, but suddenly your mind starts asking too many questions. Is this present simple or present continuous? Should I say do or does? Should I use went or go? Is my sentence correct? And while your mind is checking every rule, the conversation moves forward without you. This is why today you must understand one powerful truth. You do not need perfect grammar to start speaking. You need useful grammar that supports your speaking. Many learners study grammar like an exam subject. They learn rules. They write definitions. They complete exercises. But when real speaking starts, those rules do not come out easily. Why? Because speaking is fast. Speaking is alive. Speaking does not give you 5 minutes to check every sentence. So your goal is not to carry a grammar book in your mind. Your goal is to build simple sentence patterns that your mouth can use quickly. Grammar is not the enemy. Grammar is the frame that holds your words together. Let us keep it simple. For daily speaking, start with the present simple. Use it for habits, routines, facts, and regular actions. Say, I practice English every day. She works in an office. He likes simple lessons. They speak slowly. This tense is powerful because it helps you talk about your life. But remember one common mistake. Do not say, he go to school. Say, he goes to school. Do not say, she don't understand. Say, she doesn't understand. Small corrections like these make your English clearer. Now use the present continuous when something is happening now or around now. Say, I am learning English. You are watching this lesson. She is speaking on the phone. They are waiting outside. This tense helps you describe the present moment. It also makes your English feel active. If someone asks, what are you doing? You can answer, I am practicing English. That is simple, clear, and useful. Now come to the past simple. You need this when you talk about yesterday, last week, your childhood, your mistakes, your experiences, and your memories. Say, I watched a video. I learned 5 new words. I made a mistake. I spoke to my friend. I tried again. Do not be afraid of the past. Your life is full of stories, and stories need the past. If you can use the past simple, you can share your experiences with people. Then use the future simple for plans, promises, and decisions. Say, I will practice tomorrow. I will call you later. I will try again. I am going to improve my speaking. These sentences give direction to your English. They help you talk about your goals. And when you say, I will not stop, you are not only practicing grammar, you are building identity. Questions are also very important because communication is not only answering, it is also asking. Learn simple question forms like, what do you mean? Can you repeat that? Where are you going? Why did you stop? How can I improve? Questions keep conversations alive. And polite requests make your English respectful. Instead of saying, help me, say, can you help me please? Instead of saying, repeat, say, could you repeat that please? Polite English is powerful because it makes people comfortable with you. Now remember this speaking formula: subject plus verb plus object plus extra information. For example, I practice English every day. Subject is I, Verb is practice. Object is English. Extra information is every day. Now grow it. I practice English every day because I want to speak confidently. This is how you build stronger sentences without becoming confused. Your brain learns grammar best through patterns, not pressure. If you only memorize rules, you may forget them while speaking. But if you repeat useful sentence patterns many times, your brain starts using them naturally. This is why children learn language through repeated examples. You can do the same as an adult. Repeat correct sentences until they feel familiar. Now, practice with me. Say this slowly. I speak English. Now grow it. I speak English every day. Now grow it again. I speak English every day to become confident. Now, one more time. I speak English every day to become confident, even when I make mistakes. This is real grammar practice. You are not just studying a rule. You are training your mouth to speak. And please remember this from your heart. Mistakes are not proof that you are bad at English. Mistakes are proof that you are trying to use English. Silent learners make no grammar mistakes because they do not speak. Brave learners make mistakes, correct them, and grow. In the next lesson, we will talk about listening, because strong speaking begins with strong listening. But today, keep this message with you. Grammar is your helper. Use it simply. Use it daily. Use it with courage. One day, the same grammar that scared you will become the grammar that gives your voice strength. Lesson 5. Listen like a speaker. If you want to speak English better, you must stop treating listening like a background activity. Listening is not something you do only while drinking tea, scrolling your phone, or half thinking about something else. Listening is training. Listening is the place where your speaking starts. Many learners say, I cannot speak English. But the truth is deeper. Sometimes the mouth is not ready because the ears are not trained. If your ears do not hear English clearly, your mouth will not produce English clearly. You may understand the general meaning of English videos. You may watch lessons and feel, yes, I understand this. But understanding is not enough for speaking. You also need to hear how English moves. You need to notice where the speaker pauses. You need to notice which words become strong. You need to notice how the voice rises in a question and falls in a statement. You need to notice how a simple sentence can sound confident, nervous, polite, rude, warm, or cold. This is why listening is not only a listening skill. Listening is speaking preparation. There are two types of listening. The first is normal listening. In normal listening, you only try to understand the meaning. For example, someone says, I am trying to improve my English, and you understand the idea. That is good, but it is not enough. The second type is active listening. In active listening, you listen like a speaker. You ask yourself, how did the speaker say this sentence? Where was the pause? Which word was stronger? Was the voice calm? Was the sentence fast or slow? This kind of listening trains your brain, your ear, your tongue, and your confidence together. Now let us talk about pronunciation and clarity. Please remember this clearly. You do not need to sound exactly like a British person. You do not need to sound exactly like an American person. You need to sound clear. Clear English is more important than fake accent. If people can understand you easily, your communication is working. Practice simple words that learners often use every day, like comfortable, confident, question, important, practice, improve, and communication. Say them slowly first, then say them naturally. Your goal is not to rush. Your goal is to become clear. Now I want to teach you the listen and copy method. This method is simple, but powerful. First, listen to one sentence. Do not listen to a full paragraph at the beginning. One sentence is enough. Second, pause the video. Third, repeat the sentence slowly. Fourth, repeat it again and copy the rhythm. Fifth, say it one more time with your own confidence. Sixth, use that sentence in your real life. For example, the sentence is, I am trying to improve my English. First listen, then pause, then say it slowly. I am trying to improve my English. Now say it naturally. I am trying to improve my English. Now say it with confidence. I am trying to improve my English every day. This slow sentence practice is very important. When you put small pauses after each word, your mouth becomes comfortable. Your tongue stops rushing. Your brain gets time to connect sound with meaning. Try this sentence with me. I am not perfect, but I am improving every day. Now say it again naturally. I am not perfect, but I am improving every day. Feel the difference. Slow practice gives control. Natural practice gives flow. Here is your daily schedule. For 5 minutes, listen to slow English carefully. For 5 minutes, repeat short sentences aloud. For 5 minutes, record your voice and listen to yourself without judgment. Do not hate your voice. Train your voice. Your first recordings may sound weak to you, but that is normal. A voice becomes strong through use. Your brain learns sound through repetition. When you hear the same sentence many times and repeat it with attention, your brain builds sound memory. This is why children listen before they speak. This is why songs stay in your mind. This is why repeated sentences become easier. The brain loves patterns. Give your brain English patterns every day. So from today, do not only listen to understand. Listen to speak. Listen to rhythm. Listen to tone. Listen to confidence. In the next lesson, we will take your English into real life, because English is not only something you study. English is something you use. Today, your message is simple. If you train your ears, your mouth will follow. If you listen like a speaker, one day you will speak like a confident communicator. Lesson 6. Practice real life English. Now it is time to bring your English into real life. Because English is not only something you study, English is something you use. You can watch hundreds of videos. You can write beautiful notes. You can save thousands of sentences. But if those sentences never come out of your mouth, they will stay weak. Real English begins when you use one small sentence in one real moment. That is where confidence starts. That is where fluency starts. That is where your silent English becomes living English. Many learners have a painful problem. They understand lessons, but they cannot use English when life asks them to speak. They can repeat sentences in a video, but they cannot ask for help in a shop. They can learn interview phrases, but they become nervous in a real interview. They can understand travel English, but when they need directions, their mouth becomes quiet. This does not happen because they are bad learners. It happens because they have practiced English like information, not like communication. Information stays in the head. Communication must come through the voice. So today, I want you to stop thinking, how many sentences do I know? And start asking, how many sentences can I use? That is the real question. Usable English is more important than memorized English. If you can use 10 simple sentences confidently, they are more powerful than 1,000 sentences sitting silently in your notebook. Let us begin with asking for help. This is one of the most useful speaking skills. Do not say only, "Help me." Say it politely. "Can you help me, please? Could you explain this again? I do not understand this part. Can you speak slowly, please?" These sentences are simple, but they can save you in many real situations. They help you in class, at work, while traveling, and even in online conversations. Now learn how to talk about your day. This is daily speaking practice. Say, "Today was busy. I woke up early. I went to work. I studied English. I felt tired, but I continued." If you can talk about your day every day, your speaking will grow naturally because your life gives you new practice again and again. Now practice introducing yourself. Do not make it complicated. Say, "My name is," "I am from," "I work as," or "I am a student." I am learning English because I want to speak confidently. This simple introduction can help you in class, interviews, meetings, and social situations. For interview English, learn useful lines like, "Thank you for this opportunity. I am interested in this role. I am ready to learn. I have experience in. I can work hard and improve." For workplace English, use lines like, "I have an idea. Can we discuss this? I will complete this task. I can prepare the presentation." For travel English, learn sentences like, "Where is the nearest station? How much does it cost? Can you show me the way? I need directions." These are not fancy sentences, but they are practical. They are real. They are useful. Now here is your 3-step speaking practice loop. First, learn one useful sentence. Second, Change it for your life. Third, say it aloud 3 times. For example, the sentence is, I need help. Change it, I need help with my English speaking. Now say it 3 times slowly and clearly. This is how a sentence becomes yours, not by saving it, not by reading it once, by using it with your voice. Now use camera practice. Record yourself for 2 minutes every day. Do not post it. Do not judge it. Just speak. Answer one question. What did I do today? Or, what did I learn today? Or, what will I do tomorrow? At first, you may feel strange. Your voice may sound different. You may stop many times. But this is training. Your camera can become your private speaking partner. There is a strong brain reason behind this. Watching English puts language into your brain. Speaking pulls language out of your brain. This is called retrieval practice. Your brain becomes stronger when it has to remember and use English. So do not only listen, do not only read. Pull English out. Speak it. Now practice with me. Say 5 sentences about your day. I woke up today. I did my work. I learned something new. I practiced English. I am proud of myself. Say them again with more confidence. These small sentences are not small for your brain. They are proof. They tell your brain, I can speak. In the final lesson, we will bring everything together. You will learn how to speak with confident presence, using your voice, tone, body language, and calm mind. But today, remember this deeply. English becomes yours when you use it. Your mouth must meet the language. Your voice must touch the words. Start small. Speak daily. Use real sentences in real life. That is how a learner becomes a speaker. Lesson 7. Speak with confident presence. Now we have reached the last lesson. But this lesson is not small. This is the lesson that brings everything together. You have learned how to understand your level. You have learned how to stop depending on translation. You have learned how to build useful word power. You have learned how to use simple grammar for speaking. You have learned how to listen like a speaker. You have learned how to practice real-life English. But now, you must understand one powerful truth. Speaking English is not only about saying correct sentences. Real communication is bigger than that. Real communication is your words, your voice, your face, your body, your attention, your confidence, your intention, and your presence. When you speak, people do not only listen to your English, they also feel your energy. Many learners think if my grammar becomes perfect, then I will become confident. But confidence does not work like that. Sometimes your sentence is correct, but your voice sounds afraid. Sometimes your words are good, but your eyes go down. Sometimes you know the answer, but your shoulders close, your face becomes tense, and your body shows fear before your mouth even speaks. Then people may not feel your message clearly. This is why communication is not only verbal. Communication is also nonverbal. Verbal communication means the words you say. Nonverbal communication means everything you show without words. Your posture, your eyes, your hands, your facial expression, your breathing, your pause, and your tone. Let us start with verbal communication. Your words must be simple, clear, and useful. You do not need to use big English to look intelligent. You need to use the right English to express your meaning. A confident speaker does not always speak fast. A confident speaker speaks clearly. If you do not understand something, say, "Could you explain that again, please?" If you need time, say, "Let me think for a moment." If you agree, say, "I understand your point." If you want to share your idea, say, "I would like to add something." These simple sentences can make you sound calm and mature. Clear words create clear communication. Now let us talk about nonverbal communication. This is where many learners lose confidence without knowing it. Your body speaks before your mouth speaks. If you sit with closed shoulders, look down, hide your hands, and speak in a very low voice, people may feel that you are unsure, even if your words are correct. But if you sit or stand with an open posture, keep your shoulders relaxed, look at the person naturally, breathe before answering, and speak with a steady voice, your message becomes stronger. You do not need to act like a different person. You do not need fake confidence. You need calm presence. Body language is simple when you understand it. Keep your back straight but not stiff. Keep your shoulders open but not forced. Look at the person while listening but do not stare. Nod gently when you understand. Use your hands naturally when you explain something. Smile when the moment is friendly. And most importantly, breathe. Many learners forget to breathe when they speak English. They rush because they want to finish before making a mistake, but rushing creates more mistakes. A small breath before speaking can give your brain time, your voice control, and your body calmness. Tone is also very important. The same sentence can feel different because of tone. If you say, "Can you help me," with a rude tone, it does not feel polite. But if you say, "Can you help me please," with a calm and respectful voice, the sentence becomes warm. If you say, "I don't know," with shame, it sounds weak. But if you say, "I'm not sure, but I can try," with confidence, it sounds honest and strong. Your tone gives emotion to your English. Your tone tells people whether you are nervous, angry, respectful, interested, or confident. So do not only practice words, practice how you say the words. Now we must talk about mindfulness in communication. Many learners are not fully present when they speak English. While the other person is talking, they are already worrying about their answer. They are thinking, "What should I say next? What if I make a mistake? What if I forget a word?" Because of this, they do not listen properly. Then their answer becomes weak. A strong communicator listens first. A strong communicator understands first. A strong communicator does not fight the conversation in the mind. So when someone speaks to you, stay present. Listen to the full sentence. Notice the meaning. Take one small breath, then answer simply. You do not need to answer like a machine. You need to answer like a calm human being. Your intention also matters. If you speak English only to impress people, you will feel pressure. If you speak only to prove that you are smart, you will become tense. If you speak only to avoid mistakes, you will become afraid. But if your intention is to connect, your English becomes more natural. Speak to share your idea. Speak to understand the other person. Speak to ask, answer, explain, and connect. Do not speak English to prove your worth. Your worth is already there. English is only a tool to express it. Now let us face the fear of mistakes. This fear has stopped too many learners for too long. You think everyone is watching your grammar. You think everyone is waiting to laugh at your pronunciation. You think one wrong sentence will destroy your image. But the truth is, most people are busy with their own lives. They are not remembering your small mistakes forever. And even if you make a mistake, what happens? You learn, you correct, you continue. Mistakes are not the opposite of fluency. Mistakes are part of fluency. A silent learner makes no speaking mistakes because they are not speaking. A growing speaker makes mistakes because they are moving. This is also personality development. When you improve communication, you are not only improving English. You are improving the way you enter a room, the way you listen, the way you answer, the way you share ideas, and the way you handle pressure. A strong communicator is not someone who knows every word. A strong communicator is someone who stays respectful, clear, present, and brave even when the situation is difficult. This matters in interviews, meetings, classrooms, online conversations, travel, business, and daily life. In workplace and interview communication, presence becomes even more important. You can use simple but powerful lines like, "Thank you for this opportunity. I would like to share my experience. I understand your question. Let me explain my answer clearly. I am ready to learn and improve. I can take responsibility for this task. I will work on it and update you." These sentences are not complicated, but they show maturity. They show that you are not only speaking English, you are communicating professionally. There is a strong psychology behind confidence. Confidence grows through evidence. Every time you speak, your brain collects proof. It says, "I tried, I survived, I can do this again." At first, the proof is small. One sentence, one answer, one short introduction, one camera recording, one polite question. But slowly, these small proofs become belief, and belief becomes confidence. You do not become confident first and then speak. You speak first, and confidence grows because of your action. Now practice this final statement with me. Say it slowly, clearly, and with belief. I do not need perfect English to begin. I need courage. I need practice. I need patience. I can think in English. I can listen carefully. I can use simple words. I can make mistakes and still continue. My English will grow because I will not stay silent anymore. Say it again when you are alone. Say it before practice. Say it before recording your voice. Say it when fear tries to stop you. Today, you have completed 7 powerful lessons. You now know that English speaking is not one small trick. It is a complete system. You need awareness. You need simple English thoughts. You need useful words. You need speaking grammar. You need active listening. You need real-life practice. And you need confident presence. Do not wait until you feel ready. Start with what you have. Start with your current level. Start with small sentences. Start with one brave answer. Your English is not finished. Your English is growing. If this video helped you, write in the comments, "I will not stay silent anymore." Like this video if you learned something valuable. Share it with a friend who wants to speak English confidently. And subscribe to Bookish English for more powerful English lessons. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in your voice. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you soon in the next lesson.